and welcome to episode 21 of the Big Dorkgasm podcast. I always say it's the big podcast. It's not really. We've got Sherry, and that's about it. Man, this is a super special episode because I don't know why. There's not really that special.
Could be the reason.
Yeah, I actually kind of feel bad for lying about that, but
it is big. It's episode 21. We're legal.
Okay.
To do what?
So, yeah, why now?
Debauchery.
I think it's big because the whole gang's back together.
That's right.
How's that?
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yep, that nothing too. Okay, I tried.
Good enough for me, but
yeah. So we got Krispy.
hello.
He's talking. So, yeah, and we got Justin
Phoning it in as usual.
and so let's get the show going.
Mm-hmm. Just like crabs, Rob, you may ignore me, but that doesn't mean I'm not here.
Yeah, but crabs eventually go away.
Only if you use that special shampoo.
If only they made a shampoo for you.
Exactly.
So yeah, good night, everybody.
Yeah, I think that's it.
There
right?
you go. I don't know. Where do we want to start? I didn't have anything in particular, just because there is so much to talk about.
We discussed the fantastic video that went up on a certain Facebook page tonight.
Oh, that's right. We put up a video for it's our 25th video episode. Or just 25th video. And we're having a contest, and we're giving away some free games. So if you go to our YouTube page at youtube.com/Dorkgasm or if you follow us on Twitter, there's a link to it as well. And there's details there, and it also has my daughter dancing around and flashing gang signs, apparently. I don't know what she was doing.
Well, look at her father.
I try and bring both the coasts together, Justin. Bloods and Crips are all okay by me.
Word.
But she's like flashing West Side, apparently, during the video. I don't know what that was all about.
That wasn't West Side. I'm not sure what that was, though.
I don't know. But it's funny, and everyone should go watch it. And like it, and comment on it, so you have a chance to win. You can win by either commenting and liking the video, or by retweeting the tweet upon which was twatted the video. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, go twat it up.
You twits.
Yeah.
That's not very nice, really.
How dare you talk to our, millions of non-existent fans in such a manner?
I know.
Now we're going to get hate mail.
You know what?
If only we were so lucky.
An improvement. Yeah.
Now I'm going to send us hate mail.
I'll take it. Takes what I can get. Fall TV. Who's been watching it?
I've been watching some.
Anyone been watching the new American Horror?
I forgot to change my DVR since it's got a different title. So I missed the first episode, and I've not gotten around to watch it. The second one's on my DVR now, but so I'm looking forward
Rob,
to it.
it's not it's not smart enough to know that it's the same damn show to record it.
No, DVRs do not do that.
Oh, intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are special that way.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's some valid reasons to do that, but
is it just because it's got the subtitle to the show and it's not just American Horror Story?
Yes, that is. It's because it's American Horror Story Coven.
That's so dumb.
It's a completely different title.
Show. Yeah.
That makes it a different show.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what do you think about this year's theme for the show?
I'm very interested in it. That's all I know. Watch that. I've watched some Sleepy Hollow.
I like Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah. Sleepy Hollow is good.
I do enjoy it until I start to think about it even slightly, and then I get annoyed because, like I said, I enjoy the premise, and I find it very interesting how they're getting around, just basically having a whole show around Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman, because I thought that was probably going to get pretty old pretty fast.
Yeah, they made that pretty darn clear that they were going to be to envelop the whole apocalypse aspect of it. So
yeah. So what I
the demon of the week, people, creature.
What I don't get. So they've got this, if you're anybody on the show, you got this crazy guy who thinks he's Ichabod Crane from the Revolutionary Times. And what the fuck? We'll just let him show up at crime scenes and help out with police investigations because
Mhm.
why not? Well, the sheriff's dead, so we're one man down, and well, we got this crazy guy to help out now.
Well,
So,
I guess the only two people that really know who he thinks who he is are
well,
the captain.
he's not shy about telling people.
Well, he's I mean,
Also,
he
he
said he was from
dresses.
Oxford, right? And
He also dresses like
he
Revolutionary
does.
guy,
Yeah.
and he speaks like Revolutionary Times guy. And even so, he's not a consultant or a member of the police department, but he just shows up in crime scenes and they don't give a shit. They're just
He's
like,
a
yeah, go ahead.
consultant now.
So is there an actual
Is he
headless
getting
horseman,
paid?
or is that just a nice code for some guy going around lopping off heads?
No, there is a headless horseman.
Yeah.
There's well,
Yeah.
there could be more to it because I have a feeling that it's Orlando Jones' character, the boss or whatever. I'm sure he knows more than what's letting on, so that's
Definitely.
probably why that he's letting Ichabod, hang around.
He knew what the
but-
sheriff was up
But,
to.
but
You could tell.
nobody else is asking questions
Well,
Yeah.
what's his name is? They're
about who Ichabod Crane is.
yeah. He called. Oh, did you watch? I think it was
Are you talking the
Probably-
ex-boyfriend?
the
I'm probably-
ex-boyfriend. He called Oxford to find out because Ichabod said he was from Oxford.
Mhm.
Because he's like an eccentric professor. That's kind of the character that he's donned. But yeah, the boyfriend received a call from Oxford saying he didn't work there or
That still
wasn't.
doesn't change the fact that he's showing up at crime scenes.
Yeah,
That's what I'm really
I
saying.
would say I'm actually more in disbelief at the fact, well, the whole George Washington thing, like leading some kind of secret A team against the underworld, but just the fact that Ichabod Crane is apparently an expert on all things supernatural now, like in the first episode I didn't get that from his character, and then in the second episode I didn't like it nearly as much.
Well, I mean, obviously he is. He's fucking badass and shit.
And
Well,
it's because his wife's a witch.
His wife's a witch,
Yeah.
but that's
Hey,
fine.
A witch!
But all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, you saw a witch? Was it this witch? It's going to be every week. I met this witch or demon once in the flashback. Insert flashback here." I kind of like the concept that he was just as much in the dark probably, or had very little more information, but apparently he will be providing quite a lot. He's like breaking down walls, like there's a secret place underneath the secret way to this room in the police
Yeah,
station.
yeah.
I'm like, why don't you just go down there? That's what the captain did, but he had to go breaking walls. But I like it though. I like the main leads a lot. There's a lot of good chemistry there. I like the demons themselves, like the Sandman concept was pretty darn cool.
The
Yes.
Sandman was pretty cool.
And this week's I was really digging Roanoke Lost Colony thing.
Yeah, I've not seen this week, so shut your dirty whore
I'm all
mouth.
about they speak Middle English, and so I had to actually memorize Middle English in high school, part of Canterbury Tales. So I was like, it's kind of weird because some of it just seems to be in German, and the other part, it's just like, where hast thou thy dwell and stuff, and you totally can pick it up from. But they have subtitles. It's all good.
Fun fact, I had to write a rhyming Canterbury Tales-esque story in high school that was about a bunch of pro wrestlers.
And here's us not caring. Now,
Yeah,
What's
that
new,
wasn't a
Justin?
fun story at all.
What's new, Justin?
but another thing that I'm looking forward to with Sleepy Hollow is that John Noble will be guest starring on a multi-episode arc this season.
Yes.
For those of you who are not in the know, he played on Fringe. He was Walter, and they say that I think it's episode 7 or 8, and he's going to be on the rest of the episodes this season. So that should
Oh,
be
that's fantastic.
pretty good.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good. What other shows? Marvel Agents of Shield.
Yeah, that's I'm enjoying that. Although I can't tell if I'm enjoying it because it's actually a decent program or if I'm enjoying it because, squee.
I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of squee left.
It's a lot of squee.
It's a lot of
and I had that same feeling, Rob. It's like, I really like this show. Why do I like this show?
I don't
and,
really
and
care about many people,
you
except for
know-
Coulson and
Well,
what's her
I
name?
care about a couple of things. And it's mostly Sky.
it's mostly Sky. I was
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
to
both-
say
both of them
that
are
dress
Sky,
was
yeah.
wonderful during that episode.
Was that this week's?
It's every week.
It's every week, yeah,
Oh.
really. But that was the week prior when she got to jump into the pool and then run away.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about her character. as far as the attractiveness of the actress, that's not in doubt. But I like the fact they're throwing in a supervillain and everything
Mhm.
this season. That'll be nice. We'll have something other than the random creature of the week. But you're definitely right. I think, it's mostly Squee because they're in. I mean, come on, it takes place in a giant airplane most of the time. So how can you not like
Well,
that?
I have a feeling that this is going to be one of those shows where it's going to take quite a few episodes to really get its footing and for people to get into it. Because I think after watching the first couple of episodes, I wanted to like it more so than I think that I was liking it. I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, it
I
does. Yeah.
think that now more of the episodes are going on, I'm starting to really, get into it a little bit more legitimately for the show. I still think the one thing that I think is lacking a little bit is the writing. I think they're trying to force a lot of the relationships a little too
A little
quickly.
quickly, yeah.
But other than that, it's been pretty entertaining.
Yeah, there was a bit of a dip in the ratings, the after the first and second episodes, and
It
then
went up for the third one though.
yeah.
Yeah, they did
Or up
confirm
from
the
the
full
second.
season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Sleepy
think that
Hollow
was.
too. Going back to that real quick, was renewed for a second season. So
Yeah, I don't think there was ever any doubt that Shield was going to get picked up for a second season. Seeing
No.
as how
They-
Disney owns ABC.
well, and Marvel is getting 4 new shows. They have a deal for 4 new shows for television. I don't know what
and they-
that's going to be, but
They've got way too much invested in it too to not give it a full season order anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the ratings justify it though, and it's
Oh, you
better than
compared to
half the
everything
crap
else?
on Tuesday
Yeah.
night. So
Oh, I've also been watching what is it? The Blacklist, the James Spader
Oh,
show,
James Spader
where-
is
where
awesome.
James Spader is not Hannibal Lecter.
but
But
like it.
yeah, I do. I've actually really
Mhm.
been enjoying it, and it's 100% based on James Spader's performance because he's just
It's-
really, really phenomenal.
It's true. I agree with Rob on that. You've take him out of the show and it's garbage.
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
the
Yeah.
only reason to watch it.
I was
But
turned off
it's he's
by
a good that's a good reason right there. That's all you need.
I was turned off by the commercials. I was like, okay, he has a list, and he wants this young
Oh,
agent. Yeah.
It's far fetched. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
he
no, I'm
makes
just saying
it watchable.
I didn't care. Like, okay, he's got a list of all these spies. It was like right at the time of the whole NSA thing. We got this shit in real life, I don't I don't need to watch a TV show, but everyone's
You
been
don't have
raving
James
about
Spader
it.
in real life.
Yeah,
so.
everyone's been talking
Well,
about it. It's good.
yeah,
So,
I even got my parents hooked into it, and they don't watch TV, so it's good. It's worth checking out, Chris. I would do so.
I will have to catch it on demand then. I will start.
Yeah.
He did.
Arrow's back,
Arrow's
and it's Arrow, which I thoroughly enjoy Arrow, and I'm not sure why.
It's good. Well, I liked the tone this season. I like the span of time and what the progression of characters since the time that we last left them. I think it's been playing pretty smart. I like his decision not to kill people and to honor his friend, which is a big bone of contention for a lot of people last season.
Yeah.
And he is no longer considers himself the Hood, but he hasn't called himself Green Arrow yet.
Yeah,
There
that's
mention
true.
of the Emerald Archer and all that. So it's like
And I'm
he's
trying
coming
to
into
figure
the
out how that he's going to get out of what happened at the end of last night's episode. I'm like, without being
Didn't watch it
revealed.
yet. Yeah.
flashbang.
I don't know why my DVR did not record that either, and I don't know why, but I don't really care because it's on Hulu. So
Okay. That's why I wasn't going to ruin anything, but I'm
yeah.
I'm not sure how that he's going to get out of not being able to be revealed at the end of the episode.
It was just a cliffhanger. So
let's see.
Walking Dead.
Revolution is another
No,
sci-fi show that's just terrible, but I watch it anyway.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I just
Stronger
couldn't
man
get back
than I.
into it. I couldn't do it.
It's what's funny is like I watched the first episode of the second season, and it just kind of starts at some undetermined time after the last episode of the last season. Just I don't know. They don't say when or how long, or if they did, I didn't notice. It just shit had happened and they moved on, and apparently I stopped watching it halfway through and forgot that I stopped watching it halfway through. Because I started the second episode while I was doing something. I just wanted something on TV, so I turned that on while I was doing something else. And I'm like, in the little previously on Revolution thing, like I don't remember any of this, and this is only the second episode, so how did I miss all this? I'm like, oh, I didn't finish watching it. That's how. And then I just didn't go back and finish watching
I
it. So
was ready to ask, did you even go back, or did you even
no,
care?
I didn't care enough, and it makes me sad because I like the blonde chick whose name I'm blanking on. I just want to call her Juliet from Lost.
Yep.
And then
Sufficient.
Gus from Breaking Bad I really like him.
Yep.
But yeah, the story just makes no sense. But it's not a bad show to have on while I'm in the other room.
It makes good background noise, is what.
Yeah,
it's better
my
than
ki-
white noise or,
so you know what I'm gonna lay this out on the internet. My first floor of my house has an open floor plan, so my kitchen is right there off of the living room. So I turn it on while I'm making dinner, and so I can just kind of glance up every so often, and I don't really miss anything.
The best show to have on TV,
well, they
but
don't
not
have
pay attention
electricity,
to.
so I mean, really.
Yeah.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead came back, and Carl's grown like 3 feet.
Yeah, I actually I really like the direction of this season so far. Like, I like, it was definitely a different tone from what we saw in the previous season, and everything's going to change. And it's all going to go to crap. Interesting fact, I didn't know if you knew this. Rob, is the Patrick, the kid that ended up dying at the end of, do you know who he voices?
You mean Millhouse?
Yeah, Milhouse, the Harry Potter clone.
Harry Potter.
He voices what cartoon character?
Either Phineas or Ferb, I forget
Phineas.
which.
Yep. So Phineas is now undead and will wreak havoc.
Yeah.
What I found fun is
because Daryl instantly kills people. He's just
with his new stylish hair at that. They just look at his hair and fall over.
No, it's he's got like venomous spit.
Well, what I'm looking forward to, and if they stay true to what they've said, is that there's going to be more stories this year for the characters to learn more about them, and that I'm looking forward to, because we really haven't, aside from Rick and Carl, there really hasn't been a whole lot of backstory to a lot of the other characters, and I think that's going to add a lot if they do follow through with that.
Well, they tried that in the second. They settled down a little bit in the second season, and they were doing some character development, and then all they got was flack from the fans. Like, this is too slow.
Well, they did, but they didn't
do it right.
Like, they didn't do it right, and they didn't really give a whole lot either. They didn't do enough for you to care that they were talking about
like
that.
One zombie kill a week, if that sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I think part of that too, though, was that AMC cut their budget like dramatically for the second season.
There was a lot of issues with Frank Darabont too.
To the point where they were like, AMC is like, how about no zombies this episode?
Which is ridiculous with how big it was. And now I think they've realized that mistake now. I think because they.
Oh yeah, and I'm sorry that shopping center little scene
was awesome.
was wonderful.
That may be a season highlight, and it just started. I mean, I don't know if you watched The Talking Dead, where was it Scott Gimble, the new showrunner?
Yeah, it was Scott Gimble and Nathan Fillion.
Just talking about how they came up with that idea, and like obviously he's just saying, and it's raining men, and like it's the whole writing table conversation.
Yeah, it's nothing like throwing out something just in jest and then actually going through with it.
Yeah. Well, what I want to know is where the hell that helicopter came from, right? Like, it looked like it crashed, but it didn't quite.
It didn't do any damage when it crashed.
Yeah, like it was maybe leaking some fluid. Like it may have cut into the roof, and that's why there was the water damage. But yeah, it didn't really blow up. And how did all the people, like, only so many people could fit on a helicopter?
Yeah,
it seemed like maybe they were trying to evacuate, and maybe some shenanigans happened.
And really, like, if those zombies have been up there for, since the whole thing started, why didn't they fall through the roof before?
They seem to have enough, wherewithal to not go near the water. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, and they were all spread out.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
But they were wandering all over the roof. They were just walking like zombies do all over the roof. They should have fallen at some point. I mean,
they did during the episode.
Yeah, they did. They fell at the opportunity.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Deus ex machina
happened in the previous year.
Yeah.
No.
No.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Wait.
Then we wouldn't have exploding zombies on people's heads. So
Yeah, that's right.
I
But
I love the splats.
regardless,
They were fantastic.
it was a very cool moment for the
Yeah.
show. That's
I'm curious to see where some of these new characters, would how they're
oh,
going to
they're all
fit
going to
in.
be mulch this coming week. That's all. That's just because they've set it up to. There's going to be a thinning of the herd now.
Oh, definitely. But I'm curious about like the combat medic guy, the guy that put the bottle back on the shelf and
Yeah, and he's apparently supposed to be a good part of this season.
yeah.
So...
Well, what's funny is that both he and Tyrese were actors from The Wire. So
Oh, he was from The Wire too.
he was. Yep. Yeah. I just think it's funny because a lot of people, were talking about how that's so silly. The shelf broke and and all that stuff fell over. I'm like, well, I don't know if you heard Nathan Fillion. He was talking about that, how there's a bunch of surveillance videos out there of people doing the exact same thing. But you figure all that water damage probably weakened that shelf, and
Exactly.
I find the helicopter much less believable than
Yeah.
making a bunch of noise in the store. But I like the tonal differences. Like with Rick, he's more at peace this season, and Carl, like not crazy Carl. He seems a little more even keel.
Which is good because at the end of last season, you thought Carl was going to just lose his shit and just, start.
He's gonna get
not
sniper
listening to
rifle, climb
anyone.
the tower of the prison, and start letting loose.
Why are you letting these fools in here? I'm gonna kill them all.
So, and what's nice is I'm actually from this point forward, I have no idea what happens in the comic book. I only got to the prison, so this.
You didn't see whenever they got run out of the prison?
They were. I think Rick had led an expedition out, and that's when he met the governor. And I saw.
Yeah, but did you see the part where they had to leave the prison
I don't
in the
think so.
comic?
No.
Oh, okay.
So like this is also kind of new to me, which I like as well.
You know what? It doesn't matter because it couldn't possibly be a show spoiler.
Yeah, they've already changed that. The big moment from there doesn't work now.
Yeah, Lori and the baby both got shot. And
Yeah.
then,
I
so
do
it's
know
just-
Lori died. I knew the baby died. I didn't know how.
Yeah, it's just Rick and Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that when they left, that was the big moment for the leaving of that. But when they get in the show to where they're at in the comics right now, good lord. They just started a 12-issue all-out war storyline in the comic. So it's getting pretty big. Lots of people.
I'm just wondering if
And-
Phineas is going to eat a baby. That's what I want to know.
Well, could
Good.
depend, because there is a baby.
Yeah. Although, how old was the baby with Lori? Like it's got to be much harder now that the baby's like 6 months. It's good.
Boy, Rob, do you recall off there? I don't think that the baby was very old in the
No, it was
comic.
not.
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
It's almost a little easier to deal with when it's like a newborn like that, as opposed to.
They just fuck them.
No, just I think because there's no, I don't know.
No, I understand your point. It's like
Yeah.
I tell my wife all the time. If it's not bigger than the cat, it's not a person.
Right. It's just a wailing thing.
Yeah, it's an it.
It's an
So,
it. But at
until
6, 7
it's bigger
months,
than
it's
the
like
cat.
gonna clap, and it's. So I think the baby's probably gonna be safe for a while. Although they said no one's safe. We'll see. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to this season. I think
Yeah, that's one thing
start
really
off on a strong note.
from the comic is that no one is ever safe
Yeah,
ever.
no, ever.
What
Although-
about Rick?
I mean, not
Rick's
even.
safe now.
Honestly, I would not even say not even Rick at this point, just from
Yeah.
what I've read. I mean, if you want to talk about the comic, issue 100 pissed a lot of people off with who they got rid of.
Yeah.
Rob, are you that far along in the comic?
Yeah, I'm just like a couple issues back. I've
You're a
got
couple
them
issues
sitting on my. Yeah, I've got them sitting on my table. I just haven't read them yet.
I know one
Yeah, I
person
mean-
who's safe and will always be safe. Daryl.
Well, in the show, that's only because that
They would
people
lose.
are-
They would lose half
would
their
lose-
female audience if
Yeah.
they got rid of Daryl and his
Right.
his newly stylish hair. Apparently, they find a lot of product on these runouts.
Well, they're going to the stores. I mean,
Yeah.
that wasn't something that was important.
Yeah, nobody's grabbing that shit. So yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's got a lifetime supply.
Right.
He just never seemed to care. Remember, because like in the first season, he almost had no hair. Now he's like a celebrity. He's like
Well, he was.
posting
People
selfies
shaking
on-
his hand
on the prison
know?
Facebook.
Prison Facebook.
What
Wow.
would that be called?
Let's
Larva?
not even go there because that's just kind of disturbing.
Jail book.
Ass book.
Yeah, see, I was gonna try
that's
not go anywhere
your
near
Facebook.
ass, but
Ooh.
thanks, Kyle. Way to go to the ass.
No problem.
Mhm.
Stay classy.
Stay
Yeah.
classy. That's our motto. What other shows came out? Boardwalk Empire has been.
Yeah, I've. What's weird is my wife and I really like that show, but
I'm not
we
as big fan this season.
well, we haven't watched any of it this season
Oh.
because it came on, I guess, around the time whenever both Dexter and Breaking Bad were both on.
Mhm.
So and basically, honestly, it's because it's on HBO Go, so we can watch it anytime we want, like the full thing. So we're in no rush to watch it. So we haven't watched it yet.
I won't like ruin any like of the plot so far, but it it just
But you're going to no.
no. I'm not gonna talk about the plot. Just
No, I know.
it doesn't take as in place in New Jersey as often, and when it does, it's not nearly as good. So, I mean, it's nice that they're changing it up, but I'm waiting for it to when you hit that moment in Boardwalk Empire in the season where shit's gonna go down, and I'm waiting for that shit to go down for things to get interesting again. I mean, it's never bad. It's just not as good as like last season was phenomenal, especially at the end of the season. Grimm comes back October 25th.
Yeah, that's another
Finally.
show that I like it, but I don't. I could not tell you why, because it's also not a good program. It's not a good program.
I
It's
like
getting
the
better.
characters.
It's picked up from the first season.
They
but
have their team put together. That's
yeah,
they have
it
their
only
There's
took 'em-
zombies now.
yeah.
Come on. It's all about the zombies.
Yeah. Although
From the Revolution.
I like the
Wait,
guy,
I'm
the
Sleepy Grim.
sleepy. Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be the crossover event of the year.
Yeah,
Okay.
not gonna happen.
No.
Well, because one's Fox and one's NBC. So, that's
Although interesting, what are your guys' thoughts on the follow-up to Grimm, that the new show Dracula? Any interest in that?
Yeah, I will watch it much like I watch Revolution.
Okay.
So
It's
Yeah,
like I'm waiting for Almost Human too. Although Rob refuses to watch it until it gets past the first season, so he won't be disappointed when they cancel it.
Well, I'm hoping for the best. I like Carl Urban, and hope that the show is as good as it looks, because it looks like it has a lot of promise. But if it's Fox, you just don't know.
Also, I don't. Do you guys try to watch South Park last night? I did.
no,
Didn't work out quite
because-
so well.
yeah,
I guess they had to. They were notorious for getting the episodes in like 24 hours before the air date, and I guess they had a blackout. So it was supposed to be Goth Kids 3 or something like Children of the Corn 3 or something. I don't know. But
Were they not able to get an episode aired, or
they
were an
couldn't
old one,
finish.
or-
They couldn't
Yep.
finish it.
They couldn't
'Cause of
finish
the
it. First
blackout.
episode in 17 seasons that they didn't get out on time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I turned it on. I had it on the DVR, and I started watching. I'm like, this is an old episode where Cartman buys the pubes off the older kid,
Oh boy.
which is a good one. But
The setup for the Scott Tetherman's Revenge video game.
yep, yeah. So So there was no South Park last night, which kind of bummed me out. But I guess they're gonna back it out a week. I mean, that's fine. They only make like 10 episodes of South Park a year, so they have plenty of airtime to fill.
Oh yeah.
What else? There was something else. Any other TV shows? Anyone? Oh, I had mentioned in a podcast a while back the Star Wars Rebel. They Cartoon Network canceled Star Wars Clone Wars, and they actually just finished up the final episodes. I think there's 4 final episodes of Clone Wars, and they're going to premiere at the beginning of the year. So they are creating a new animated series called Star Wars Rebels, and it takes place between episodes 3 and 4. So you're gonna get a lot of Empire, which what I thought was really cool. I found out that a lot of the showrunner from Clone Wars and a bunch of the animators are working on Star Wars Rebel, and also some of the animators from Young Justice. So that is very cool. I can't wait for that to come out. They had some concept art. I think that comes out next year, so we got some time. Other than that, we done with TV news?
Think so, sir.
Yeah.
Cool. Any movies anyone's looking forward to seeing? There's Thor coming out.
Machete Kills was wonderful.
Was it good?
You know what? It
Was it good
was
in the sense
entertaining.
that it was so bad it was good?
Yeah. Mel Gibson totally made that movie.
Oh, Mel Gibson's in this one. Does he replace Robert De Niro?
Oh, he's the main baddie in this
Oh,
one.
But
nice.
what about Charlie Sheen, or is he barely in it?
He isn't in it very much.
What about Lady Gaga in her new job?
You know what? She's not in it because her character is the chameleon, so just keep switching.
Yeah.
So which was clever and it was a lot of fun, but yeah, I mean, is it a great movie? Oh, hell no. But was it entertaining? Sure it was. But now I don't think they're going to make a third one because it tanked at the box office.
Better or worse than Expendables 2?
Oh.
I
think Expendables 2 has got to be better.
Yeah,
really?
Expendables 2.
That movie was atrocious.
People loved it, but it got decent ratings, and people
it was
really
good
like
when
it.
they weren't trying to put plot. It was good when they weren't trying to put plot in it. When it was just mindless shit blowing up, which is what everyone went for, it was great. But then they tried to put plot in it, and it's like, oh god, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Well, Machete is like the people that couldn't get in Expendables, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. And it's really sad because I want them to make the third one because it's supposed to be Machete Kills again in space. And it looks like it's a cross between the original Machete and Star Wars, and I really want to see it happen.
Or Jason X.
Yeah, it really is, and I just want to see it made because it's just stupid fun. It's great.
Are you gonna go see Carrie, Justin?
I was not planning on it, but I'm hearing good reviews about it, and that's given me a little bit of hope. So I may actually go and check that out.
I mean, the caliber of actor in it is good. I just don't know if there's a reason it had to be remade.
Well, and from what I'm reading on it, they say that it wasn't a necessary remake, but it doesn't harm the original. So, take it for what you will, as long as they didn't bastardize it and just try and do a money grab, which it sounds like they did a good job with it. I'll check it out and see for myself, but Dread Central, the horror website that I check out all the time, they gave it a good review. So they're pretty spot on when it comes to these horror movies that are coming out. So I'm feeling a lot better about it being an okay movie, but like I said, I'll probably catch it this weekend, and probably the next time we do the old podcast, I'll let you know how it was.
Did anyone see Gravity? No.
No,
I heard it wasn't that good.
I heard it was very good.
That's what I've heard.
But mostly, they said a lot of it is the special effects, and that it is one of those movies that you pretty much have to go to the theater to see to get the full experience. That it just won't hold up on a smaller TV screen.
I just don't need to see Sandra Bullock and George Clooney in space. I have no interest in that.
I second Justin's opinion.
It's like,
Bullock in space. Assuming they don't bring her back.
Good call.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know how it ends.
Best movie ever. They filmed it, and they filmed it for
it's
real.
It's like open
She's
water in space, basically. But yeah, I guess the special effects are just insane. It's very it's short too. It's only an hour and a half.
Well, I mean, really, how long can you make that? Look, they're still out there.
They're still out there. Oh, there's plenty that you could do. They just
kind of like
kept
a
it
racing
nice
movie.
Kept it
they're
nice
doing
and tight.
Another left turn. There's another left turn. And it's just like they're out in space.
Well, but The Rush is supposed to be. It's a lot more about the characters and.
Yeah,
well, that's really good. I mean, it's supposedly really good. I don't care about Formula One racing, so I couldn't give a crap. But I might. Well, it's like Invictus. I don't care about rugby, but I liked Invictus, so maybe I'll like it.
Yeah, I thought about going and checking out Rush in the theater, but I have a feeling that's going to be one that I'll just catch it when it comes out on Netflix.
Box.
Finally, or Redbox, something like that. Yeah.
What other movies? I think I said Thor coming out.
Yeah, it's a couple, 3 weeks?
The
Wow.
Hobbits. I've been watching The Hobbit like crazy, because they premiered it on HBO. It's like perfect background noise. I still can't get my wife to watch it though. She tries. Don't get me wrong. It's just she falls asleep within the first 45 minutes. And as I watch it over and over, I can see why that happens. Like I'm all about the lore of Middle Earth, and there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of information. But when you think about it, there isn't much action at all that happens until
No.
like, the very end. And but yeah, I put Benedict Cumberbatch in the movie, and I'll probably watch it. I crush on him like Rob crushes on H. John Benjamin.
That's
There's
cute.
no shame in that.
Total man crush.
Yeah, well, so he's a good actor.
Mhm.
I admire his acting abilities and his awesome
Oh,
voice.
Oddly shaped head.
His what?
just-
His
yeah,
oddly shaped head.
he's awkward.
all right, and I know we're not jumping into video games or anything, but
No,
just
can't.
on the subject of voice actors or whatever nature, I mentioned, did you guys see the clip from, I don't know if it was a convention, New York Comic Con? I think it was New York
Oh,
Comic
the
Con.
guy doing Joker.
The guy doing the Joker for the new Batman?
The new-
You're talking about the guy who played Booker DeWitt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
did
he
that
does a
voice
great
too.
job.
My
Insanely good.
goodness, I was impressed with that.
Honestly, I think he's better than Ezio is as Batman.
Yeah, I tell you, it was really rough for me to say that Mark Hamill wasn't going to do Joker's voice again, and I'm like, well, who could step up and fill those shoes? He is
can.
good.
Well, the thing is, this Joker's been done by different people. Obviously, Hamill's the iconic one. You know, obviously, I grew up with him. He's Joker to me. But this guy really has a good, young-sounding Joker. He doesn't sound as harsh as been through so much as Mark Hamill's Joker.
as
So
old Mark Hamill.
yeah.
Yeah. So no, I was kind of impressed. I just flipped it on. All right, I'll check this out. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, we can move right to the gaming. That's fine. There isn't much movie-wise, I think, for the rest of the year that we hadn't covered. Have you played The Wolf Among Us, Justin, or seen it?
No, I have not yet, but I would like
Looks
to.
gorgeous.
Voice acting is. I've watched a couple just intro videos, people playing them for, because I don't want to get it spoiled, but I like just seeing what the concept is, and
Sure.
yeah, the voice acting is pretty damn good.
Well, that's good. Well, I had to figure that it would be good because it's still Telltale, and they did an awesome job with the Walking Dead one, so I expected nothing less.
They have a gift for taking the material and sometimes just improving it. Sometimes.
Did anyone here play the Back to the Future game?
Mm-mm.
No, didn't get to play that.
But I have a bit of an issue with you suggesting that they're improving Fables, which is just amazingly fantastic all by itself.
Well, improving it in the sense that they're adding.
You're wrong.
Well, this is, I think we've touched on it here before. This is
Yeah.
canon. It is actually a prequel to the comics.
Yeah, it's canon.
Well, it would have to be.
So
dude,
imagine
I'm
if you
not
took
gonna- I'm not gonna-
Fables and then made it animated and then added some phenomenal voice work to it.
I think they even add a character or two who doesn't make it into the comics, like Ichabod Crane.
Ichabod Crane's into Fables? Oh, no.
He was which Rob told us last time. The last episode. Yeah, because I think you get to meet, I think it's Snow White fairly early on in Fables, but I don't know if they.
Yeah, she's like in the first issue.
Oh no, I mean I'm sorry, in the game.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
It's a prequel where she meets Bigsby for
Big
the
B.
first time. Yeah, Big B for the first time. Just the Mr. Toad and the Woodsman, they make an appearance very early in the game, and it's great. I can't wait to get my hands on it. But unfortunately,
I'll probably play it.
my video card crapped out while I was playing Saints Row 2
Bummer.
last week. So yeah, which I was enjoying. I had never played Saints Row, and I was enjoying the heck out of it.
Oh my god, it's such a fun game. Such a fun series.
And I don't even. Yeah, it is. I didn't even think that. I knew that it was fun in different ways, but I didn't realize just how much. like taking a truck and shooting excrement all over houses and everything to lower the property value.
That's good times.
That's a phenomenal mini game. But
to go back to Telltale with that, they apparently are supposed to be announcing I think before the end of the month, information on season 2 of the Walking Dead game.
Yep.
Yep, they
So-
already announced when they put out the last, I think it was the launch trailer for Fables, they said we will have Walking Dead news.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to that because I'm anxious to see where they go with it. Do they pick up right at the end of the first season, or So I'm just kind of curious, see where they go.
The nice thing about The Wolf Among Us too, that I should mention, is that Walking Dead was a great looking game too, but they purposely had a more washed out look. But with the Fables world, they really just
It's very bright.
it is it's
Mhm.
full of color, and it still has that kind of film noir feeling to it, which is amazing when you think about it, because you usually think black and white. But
Well, you figure they had to go that way anyway because The Walking Dead is going to be a little bit grittier, darker.
yeah,
If you're going to do the whole Fables line of,
well, Fables is
that
a color comic. They had
Yeah.
some leeway with because Walking Dead's black and white, so they they
Right.
didn't really need to add a bunch of color if they didn't want to. It was just
Mhm.
it's nice. Games coming out. There's lots of games
Well,
coming out.
Well, yeah, I
leave
mean,
that
on
to
the
you
ma-
and
There's
Kyle.
a ton of games coming out in the next month. I mean,
Yeah.
in the next week we've got Lego Marvel Superheroes. Another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game is coming out, which hopefully will be better than the one that was part of Summer of Arcade. Big one for the kids. The new Skylander just came out.
I heard that is, you wouldn't think so, but I heard it's more fun than the original Skylanders, and it's actually quite polished. Because I guess the makers of the 3DS game created this one as opposed to the previous Skylanders. There was a different development company.
Then we've got the big one a week from tomorrow. Arkham Origins comes out. Speaking of,
Have you
Uh,
seen the TV spot for it that just came out?
the one where it's Bruce Wayne, like the different faces.
Yeah.
Did not
Yeah.
like it.
It's very abrupt, and it doesn't. Yeah. So I like the concept, but
It shows him as too weak. It's him getting the shit beat out of him until he's fighting Bane. I just didn't like it.
it's not Bane, is it?
Yeah, that's Bane.
Is it Bane? I
Uh-huh.
thought it
Bane-
was Black Mask.
No, it's Bane.
Is
It
it
was Bane because it's the guy in the black wrestling mask with the black jacket. Black Mask is in a suit.
Oh, okay.
But then next week we have Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, the WWE 2K14, which is 2K's first attempt at a WWE game.
Mhm.
Following week we're gonna have Call of Duty Ghosts. So it's going to be an expensive month.
You had
Yeah.
mentioned, Watch Dogs got pushed out, and me and Justin would be sad faced, but to be honest, I like that because it's not going to get, not that it would get drowned out in all the releases, at the end of the
I
year.
think it would
but-
actually put a hurting on some of the games.
Yeah, I think it would, but I think it'll be bigger in April when not nearly as
Well-
many good games come out.
Well, that, and it makes sense because why would Ubisoft want to dump like 3 of their
The
main
games at the same
franchise
time.
games right at the same time?
Yeah, because
You
they
know.
have South Park coming out the first week of December.
Yeah, so you figure, okay, let's give Assassin's Creed all the floor, first, and then you can release your other games later. But I mean, yeah, I'm sad that it's not coming out, but I'm not crushed because
You always
I'm
have a
gonna have plenty to
catalog.
do.
You have catalog of games to play at the end of the year. You always do.
I do, and plus, with the new system, I'm definitely gonna be playing the new games.
You're
Getting,
definitely in the PS4 camp, correct?
I've already got mine paid off pre-order. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm in either camp currently, but I think I'm still leaning towards the PS4.
I'm getting it. Aaron's getting it, Chris. So
Okay.
it's what's kind of funny is I'm the one that's made the decision on it, and I think everyone's gonna follow me. It just feels awkward, but
Yeah, you're not
Um,
used to leading.
no, I'm
You
used
like
to
to sit on
picking
your
up on
butt.
things about a year later and say, "Oh, that's what everyone's
That's what
doing.
everyone's
I'll
doing."
do that." But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get the PS4 though. I'm gonna start with Killzone Shadowfall. I think is what I'm gonna get, along with the Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty Ghosts. I think are gonna be the 3 games I'll get one at launches.
The other thing I don't like about the PS4 is the whole Call of Duty having to wait extra month for additional content, and
Well, you see, it doesn't really matter though if you don't get the content. Like the last Call of Duty game, didn't really get the new maps and everything, so it didn't really matter.
well,
so-
also the community, like the Xbox, like the PlayStation Network. I'm curious to see how the new new version of that will work.
Well, I'm hoping it'll be good because now they're taking up where you have to pay the subscription and it's $10 cheaper than Xbox Live for a year. You know, I'm holding out hope. I mean,
Because I know currently it's very difficult to get into a game with a team. Like it's almost impossible. Someone always drops or.
well, in the way that it's been too is Xbox has been focused on the multiplayer online. PlayStation's been a lot of single player
Yeah.
stuff, really. So I'm hoping with the new system, with the pay subscription, that they've put a lot of focus into the chat and to be able to play multiplayer with others. And you know, I have to imagine that they've put a hell of a lot of time into this, especially for the launch of a new system. Because if this doesn't work out, if they drop the ball on this, that's going to hurt them in the long run. And right now they've got the upper hand on Microsoft, at least in my opinion. So
Yeah, I think they're still holding on to that momentum. I'll be curious.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be, watching to see who, is going to be leading the charge as far as console sales this
yeah.
holiday season. What was I going to talk about? Games. Oh, Hearthstone. Are you trying to get to the beta at all, Justin? Or do you even know what Hearthstone is?
I saw that you mentioned that. No, I haven't done anything with that.
I'm still waiting. I'm trying. I've been different contests, and I'm trying to get keys from people.
Yeah, because I saw that you had liked it. I don't know. I assume that was a like or something on Facebook. I saw you were trying to get into it. I haven't been following up on that. I've got plenty of stuff that I've been keeping my attention. So
I just like the fact that you can. I like with games like that you can play for 10 minutes, play a couple matches, and get off. But I'd mentioned in the previous episode, so I won't get into it again. But it's basically a slimmed down, polished version of Magic. So you don't have as many confusing parts of the turn, and there's no instance and interrupting people. You have your turn, and then the other person has their turn. But it's good. I'm
amazed that we've gone this long talking about video games, and you've not mentioned GTA 5.
What's that?
What's that?
Old news.
That game is I've just been playing the hell out of it. Really.
So it's crack.
So
And
you'll notice
I'm
that
easily
Rockstar
distracted.
gave out $500,000 GTA bucks during this month.
They did reach their billion, by the way, in the second or third day. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's second day.
Yeah.
No. But what I mean is because of all the shit with Grand Theft Auto Online, they gave every single online player who had played the game by this month $500,000 GTA currency for online mode.
Is that like Microsoft Fun Bucks?
I think so.
Is that stuff you earn through play? I take it.
I'm not even
apparently-
sure.
You can
It is. You earn by doing things, and you could also purchase it. Thank you, microtransactions.
Yes. I didn't doubt that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
apparently it's was worth approximately $10. So
Yeah. I was planning on playing some Walking. I actually had bought Walking Dead in a. I think it was the Steam sale, and I was holding it off to play before Halloween and do some series on that. But I had to swap out video cards, and my old one is quite old, and it can't handle it. So I'm sad. So I might do some Oregon Trail gameplay instead.
That sounds dirty.
No, it's pretty funny. It's it's graphics just like the old Oregon Trail game, but they it's a parody of it's like a zombie apocalypse. So
What game is this now?
Oregon Trail,
Huh.
and
Oh,
it plays
sorry.
exactly like the old Oregon Trail did, except that you're also
Can
having
you
to
get
evade
dysentery then?
Yes.
All right, good.
I played a little bit of that. I got it real cheap.
It was one of the
somehow.
humble bundles, I think, as well.
And
I'm gonna name all
actually-
the people after you guys and watch them die off.
the only thing I didn't like about it was the part where you sometimes have to go and shoot the zombies. I was playing on a laptop, and the trackpad is not the way to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I think it'd be funny, a fun couple episodes to do.
yeah, it was not a bad game by any means. It just
Well, speaking of the Humble Bundle, we got a new weekly deal this week where it's going to be. It's the first two adventures of Penny Arcade, I believe.
Precipice.
Yeah, and all the Death Bank games.
All the Death
Death
Spank
Spank.
games, yep, including the Baconing.
Yep, I've played almost all of those games.
Now,
That's
correct me,
definitely
Justin. I am right that these are the two. Were these PC? For the oh god, what's it called? Not the Death Bank, but the other ones, the Penny Arcade. Were those like PC games, or were those the two Xbox Live
Xbox
arcade?
Live.
Xbox Live.
Okay.
The
Those
new
were
ones
Xbox Live.
are a different company.
The first two were on Xbox Live, and then there's a third Penny
Which was
Arcade
indie.
game, which is
Yeah.
indie.
Which
Mhm.
is indie.
But these were the first two.
Yes.
Okay.
I played the first one. I never did get the second one. I did enjoy the first, but I just never played the second.
Well, with 5 more or less RPG games this week, that's so many days worth of content for $6.
Oh, it's definitely worthwhile for those games alone, and the Death Bank games are hilarious. I mean, it's the humor in those is worthwhile. I've finished the first two Death Spank games. I've got the third one. I haven't played the whole thing yet.
How
but-
many hours did you put into one Death Bank game?
You know, surprisingly enough, there's probably a good 10, 15 hours, at least, if I remember correctly, for playing that first game. I mean, you get your money's worth, I'd say.
But
for
it's not
being-
going to be a Mass Effect experience where it eats away your life for 2
No.
months.
No,
Okay.
because it's pretty straightforward. I mean, you're playing. There's not really any deviating from the main story. It's just you hack and slash your way through it, and you're done. I mean, for me, it probably took me a little bit longer because I was really, reading everything because I enjoyed the humor. So it probably took me a little longer than normal people who probably just skim through the shit and just keep going. But it's worth it. I'd definitely say it's worth it, especially for the Humble Bundle. Because I paid full price for those games when they're on live.
I'm kind of split because I know the Penny Arcade guys had a real tough time with the developer that, for this week's Humble Bundle. Like that there was some shady shit going on with that developer. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to. I mean, I could technically give all my money to charity, I guess. That's true.
You could.
I could. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Gaming news? I've been pretty much limited to League of Legends since I.
Yeah, I'm sure that we'll talk more about the games once the main ones start coming out here over the next month. I imagine we'll have a lot more to talk about once we get our hands on some of these games.
Just sent you an
Indeed.
invite to Candy Crush, Justin. You should start
Hey,
that.
I'll keep ignoring them. That's perfectly fine.
I'm stuck on level 147. I think
We're
I've been
not
stuck
even
there
talking
for-
about fucking Candy Crush. Nope.
Two-
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought we came
245.
up with enough stuff. We weren't bringing up the fucking Candy Crush.
245. So that's right.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's talk about something that people care about.
Apparently, a lot of people,
People care about
this
Candy
shit.
Crush. I know.
If that's
We want
fucking-
to know why? It's because we're being brainwashed, and I'm glad that I'm not a part of that.
No, it's just Bejeweled on crack, and it's just an addictive type of game, is all.
That's why I'm not going to touch it. Want nothing to do with it. I guess if we're done with games, I did want to mention that I started reading the Walking
for
Dead
you.
novel.
I know. Yay!
Shut up.
I've only read the first one, the one about the governor.
Yes. There
What are
is
these?
now.
They're
This is the
novel
Walking
novels?
Dead, the novels. They're actual novels, not graphic
Who
novels.
writes
They're
them?
well, it's Kirkman and Jay Bonanziga.
Kirkman probably just gives the outline. And
Bazinga. I don't know. I don't know how that's pronounced. But yeah, there is Rise of the Governor, or no, it's The Road to Woodbury is the first one. Rise of the Governor is the second novel. The third one was just released called The Fall of the Governor Part 1, and then there will be the fourth and concluding one, which is Fall of the Governor Part 2. I do recommend it. That it's interesting to learn more about the governor and how he became the governor.
Are you sure Rise of the Governor is the second one? Because I don't have it on the bookshelf. in this-
Or was it
Did he
Rise
become the
first?
governor before
Because-
or after? Hey, did he become the governor before or after he thought he was Doctor Who?
He became the governor when he was elected by the people of Georgia.
Oh,
Yes.
That's the twist. He really was the governor. That's why they call him
Yeah.
that.
It's amazing. You just wouldn't have
And
known it.
as you would not be surprised to find out, he was Republican. So
Yeah.
He has a
So
very
About right.
big pro-gun stance.
maybe I've got those two backwards, Rob.
I think
I
so,
don't-
because the one I read, he was quite clearly not the governor. And I mean, Justin and I know what I'm talking about because we've
Yeah.
read the.
No, it is. It would be Rise of the Governor, because that was the first book, 'cause I shipped that out to my brother. I've got the second one here, which is The Road to Woodbury, and then now it's The Fall of the Governor. So yeah,
But you've got a brother,
yes.
man. I've known you for years, and this is the first I've ever known of you having a
The
brother.
Gator.
Yeah, I've got an older brother. Yep.
Wow.
But yeah, so I shipped that out to him. But yeah, no, recommend it. I've really enjoyed it, and apparently with this, the Fall of the Governor Part 1 and then the Part 2, they're supposed to introduce some of the characters then from the comic as we know it in the show. So it should be pretty interesting, but it's a good read. I've enjoyed the first two so far.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize there was an additional one until I think I saw it at the comic book store or something the last time I went in. But I didn't. I was kind of in a hurry, so I didn't take a lot of time to look at them. But yeah, the one I read was actually quite good. I don't know. I was a little bit torn on the ending.
I was too, and I actually didn't even see it coming, and I was trying to figure it out the whole way, and didn't see it coming. They actually got me on it, and I don't know. It gets.
It felt
gets
kind of like
better.
a cheap got, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like-
can see that,
Yeah.
but
I'm just
it does
impressed
get
Justin
better
read
though,
a
too.
book. I think the
I've been
last book
doing
you
that.
read was the Bruce Campbell autobiography.
That was.
Oh,
which
oh,
one?
you'll be proud of me, Chris. Since
Oh, that's
last
right, the
summer.
Deathlands. You've read.
Yeah, I've started
Jake
reading the
that,
Deathlands book, so I've read since last summer probably a good 70 books now. So
Did you read the second Bruce Campbell book, the Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way?
yes, sir, I
Yeah,
do
that
have
was-
that.
That was fantastic.
That was the
Oh
second
my
book I
gosh.
had read since high school.
That stuff's so awesome. I know. I never used to read.
Did I
Reading
tell you
still
about
sucks.
the time I met Bruce Campbell? I went to the autograph signing for his first book.
I went to one of those too.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like I don't know, about 2 hours late. Not his fault, but because they picked him up at the airport and there was construction, and so the highway was just severely congested, and the people that were driving him there were late. And so the first thing he did as soon as he pulled up, like there's this huge line all the way around the building, and so he actually ran all the way around the building. I guess jogged technically, and said hi and apologized for being late, and then he did that periodically because it was a really long line. People were standing there for quite a while, and he would periodically come out and run around and throw candy like it was a parade, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then I got in and got to chat with him for a few seconds, and he signed the book, and he's really, really a nice guy. And then I went home and got my wife. I don't think we were married at the time, but anyway, we went and had dinner, and we drove by the bookstore just in the course of going about doing something that night. It was like midnight or 12:30, and the book signing was supposed to be done at I think 9, and he was still in there finishing up the last of the people that were in line. So
That's
Wow.
cool.
that was, I thought, a classy move.
Yeah, I mean he's been pretty good. I mean, as many Q&As that he does, and legitimately, asks for the questions and answers honestly. It's always a pleasure,
Mhm.
listening to him. But yeah, no.
Does he have
and
any?
there-
Do you know if he's got any work coming up? Because Burn Notice.
He is
It's over.
right now. He's just in Oregon, just taking it easy. He's just doing little horror fests and things, and just appearances right now. But as far as I've read from his site, there's nothing that he's working on. I did hear though that he's supposed to be guest starring on an episode of Psych.
That makes
So,
perfect sense.
Yeah, that I look forward to.
Is it
but,
Psych
yeah.
over yet or no?
Yeah, I thought
No.
it was. This is the last season though, right?
This is going to be the last season.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Part of me last season didn't get into Psych as much, and then I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
I
been keeping
actually
up.
liked Burn Notice quite a bit, and I started watching it because it was that show that Bruce Campbell was on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, I've still got, I think, the last episode on my DVR that I've not gotten around to watch. So
The whole last
yeah,
season.
Yeah, that was a great show. I mean, I was sad that they ended it, but they could only do so much. So.
yeah, they really just kept kind of upping the ante like every
Mhm.
season to where this like there was nowhere else they could have gone if they'd stayed on this
Yeah,
year, after this year. So
and the final episode of the season was pretty emotional. I mean, it was good. So
yeah, I will get around to watching that. I just have shit to do.
yeah.
You got Candy Crush levels to beat.
Yeah.
No.
Dorkgasms for the week. Anyone got anything cool that they
Yeah.
did?
Oh, I've got something. This is gonna blow Kyle's mind.
Just his.
Yeah,
Just is.
just
It's got a
his.
shorter fuse.
Apparently, this is the kind of shit that just amazes him. But the guy that does the voice for Peter Griffin also does the voice of Stan Smith on American Dad. It's amazing. Yeah. Also, and this is fucking.
It's just
I
an
could not
inside
believe
joke.
this. Could not believe this. I found out. Did you know the guy that plays Han Solo is also Indiana Jones? Like, fuck me.
So, where does this
I
story
swear, you just one time forget what Mr. Bean's real name is in a movie you haven't seen the credits from since you were 15,
The
and
thing where he
Rob never
hosted,
let you live it down.
What, Iago and not Iago,
Iago
Not
is
Iago,
the
that was
parent.
Aladdin.
name either. But yeah.
but what's the bird's name in Lion King?
Toucan Sam.
Toucan Sam. Yeah, basically.
Yes.
So you're talking about the thing Kyle posted.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
If you want to get really confusing, in Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 2, Johnny Cage is played by the guy who was Raiden in Season 1. So
Oh,
when
that's-
Raiden's talking to Johnny Cage now, it looks like old Raiden's talking to new Raiden, and it's quite confusing.
To be
But they
fair,
do have the guy who was Shang
you know,
Tsung in
that's
the
what you
movie.
get for watching Mortal Kombat.
Hey, they did get the guy who was Shang Tsung in the movie, and when he says it has begun, it's just like Dorkgasm in your pants.
to be fair, I don't know if Kyle was even born when Mr. Bean was on originally, to be honest. It's close.
Yeah.
How old are you, Kyle?
27.
You were 4.
I've seen the videos. I used to see them when I was real
Well,
little, like
I
him
watched
walking around with a
Does
turkey on his
Exist.
head.
The that reminds me, because I did see an episode the other night because it was on after
Did everybody?
the comic book heroes documentary thing on PBS, which actually was quite good.
Technical difficulty music.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess.
That was pretty crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be Skype.
I'm blaming Kyle.
Yep.
What's new?
I can still
Yeah,
hear
I
you, but
went to the Magic 8 Ball of excuses. And
no, I just mentioned Mr. Bean saw an episode after the superhero documentary on PBS that they had done. It was actually pretty good. Couple part series. So that'll be my Dorkgasm. Saw that. Justin, anything cool?
For me, I actually backed, and it was a funded Kickstarter project. They did a sequel to River City Ransom, the old
Mhm.
NES game,
Wow.
and it got its funding. It's called River City Ransom Underground, and it looks just like River City Ransom. And I don't know, I have a soft spot in my heart for that game. I really enjoyed it growing up, and
Wasn't it
I was
called something like it was called River City Ransom here, but it was a different name.
I don't know. I
was
think you're right,
called-
but I
It was called
couldn't-
Downtown. It was called Downtown Neketsu Story.
It was called Downtown Julie Brown.
I just remember
no.
randomly picking up food in that game.
yeah,
Like, what
nobody
the
knows
hell
who
am I
that is
supposed
anymore.
I know.
Well, you
I
know,
know.
speaking
You
of
and me, man.
Kickstarter funded games, it's the what is it, Mighty Number 9, the successor to Mega Man. It didn't just get funded; it almost met like the 10th or 12th extension goal. Extra levels, an intro, an outro. Not only an Xbox 360, Wii, and PS3 port, but an Xbox One port, a PS4 port. Pretty much any console you can think of, handhelds. Extra level playing as different character, different boss levels, just crazy.
Well, there's a lot of support. If there's a game that people want to see made, they're gonna back it.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
devices or, I mean, web comics. I mean, it's crazy
Mhm.
how much,
Yeah.
stuff gets
Well,
started.
And plus, you just don't know what's out there. I mean, I just occasionally now will search through here and see if I see anything, and that's how I found this River City Ransom one. I thought, Oh, sure, I'll back that because I love that game. I'd like to see another one made, and
Did you back enough to get a free copy? Or not free?
I'm getting. Oh yeah, I get a copy
It's
of
not
it.
free because you technically
I
paid.
get a copy of the game and a copy of the digital soundtrack for the game. So, and yeah, a weapon skin too, I guess, for one of my weapons in the game. But yeah, it's $25 or whatever Canadian the equivalent was. I think it's 24 something. But
I would be on Kickstarter all day, but thankfully, I'm poor. Well, not thankfully,
yeah,
but I'm poor, so I would be in trouble if I had money because I would just be pouring it into.
oh,
And I'd be like, if I was rich, I'd be like $5,000 because I want to fly out and fly out
yeah.
and
Oh,
meet the
I wish I
creator.
could
I'd
do
be
that
doing that all
too.
the time.
Yeah, I wish I could do that too. But no, I backed a lot initially when I got turned on to this. I'm like, ooh, people want to send me things if I give them money. Okay, but
It's called shopping.
Yeah,
yeah,
It's
It's
called the
amazing.
economy.
yeah.
There's,
Well,
there's this amazing site that'll do that called Amazon. So
thanks,
and you
Rob.
won't believe the kind of shit you can back on there, like anything.
It sounds like Rob's phoning us from the
I
1980s.
know. He's using your phone, Kyle.
Yeah, I guess he is.
My
Internet
signal's
connections.
not good.
It-
Probably 'cause I'm downloading Mountain Lion on my other computer.
Yeah,
so I
you're
can-
going through a tunnel.
Okay. Fuck you
I've
guys.
It sounds like you're in Iraq covering
yeah.
covering
Well,
war
maybe-
stories.
Maybe.
Another thing that I wanted to mention too, speaking of paying and people sending you shit, Loot Crate is a monthly.
You talked about that.
Yes, the monthly subscription service to where it's geek and gamer stuff. So for $13.37 a month plus shipping and handling, they will send you a box of stuff. I signed up and my first box I got last month, and it came with, and it was called Animate was the theme, and it was all regarding like old cartoons.
Did you get
Uh,
Video Game High School on DVD yet?
I did not. I
Okay.
got a Stimpy little plush that makes noise.
What's this website now, Justin?
It's Loot Crate.
Lootcrate.com.
Lootcrate.com. So they sent me that. I got what I got for Evelyn, Chris, the Turtles pop vinyl.
Yep.
I got a Donatello,
Awesome.
and I got a Bart Simpson keychain. I got a Family Guy lip gloss. I got
What flavor? Is it bacon?
it is actually
Hot.
vanilla.
It's vanilla.
Is vanilla, and then I got a little Pikachu looking sticker, which I'm not sure what the hell that is, but then I got a little vinyl thing that says it's over 9,000.
Nice.
So
I've
yeah,
had to explain that to people recently.
yeah.
Not fans
but
of
yeah,
Dragon Ball, I guess.
No, but it's totally worth it. I mean, this month's theme is survive, and apparently it's got a T-shirt that's going to be in it, so I assume it's going to be zombie stuff. But yeah, I mean, for really with the shipping and handling, $20 you figure for a month. I think it's worth it. Shoot, this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle little pop vinyl thing, I think these run for $15 each or something by themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's worth checking out. And Kyle, if you are interested and you do that, even though you're poor, let me know because I can get credit if you sign up.
Will do.
You get referral code.
Yeah,
Justin,
there's
it looks like you got the epic crate because pretty much everything you listed is listed as the good shit for last month.
Well, yeah, I know it. And they pick somebody each month too for the mega crate as well, which is even more stuff. I think this month's they said is worth what did they say, like-
250.
yeah. So there's so yeah, it's pretty cool. I was really impressed. I stumbled upon it, signed up for it, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Oh, look, you got the normal one. That was the Animate crate. Yeah.
Yeah, the Animate was the regular, right?
That looks like it looked like it was normal. That's cool.
Yeah, the Animate's the normal.
The
and then
the VGHS was actually in the Julys, the varsity one.
yeah, this month. Oh, what is the mega crate? There's like some really cool stuff in that one. So I don't know. It's worth checking out. I just wanted to throw that out there.
You know, in case you want to throw more money out on the internet.
Yep, I like throwing that. See, I give money to people and they send me things. It makes me feel like I'm important and popular.
It's funny. There's this whole new craze of you sending monthly, like this whole monthly payment thing. Like there's a service that I get. They put ads on my Facebook for girls to dress guys. Like you pay for a certain level, and they will send you a box of like, well, not a box, like a shirt a month, like a couple like shirts and pants and stuff. Because they want to dress you up. They ask you questions about what kind of stuff you like to wear and your sizes, and then they send you what they think you might look good in.
Well, there's something
For a monthly
similar.
fee.
It's called 5-4 clothing. It's a subscription. It's $60 a month, and they send you $60 worth of clothing every month.
Yeah.
So that way you don't have to shop. But yeah, there is a lot of them. Dread Central, the horror website I go to, they've got one. It's called a Box of Dread every month. It's just horror themed stuff.
Box of Dread.
So yeah, I mean they're starting to become pretty popular. But
see, I live in a house with a smallish house with 4 people and 2 cats. I can't afford to just fill it with
wouldn't be
random
that many
crap.
people if you weren't waving your thing around all over the place.
Well, but
Justin makes a valid point.
it doesn't take much. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
It didn't take much, and I don't wave it around. That's not how you do it, Justin. Despite what you might think on how children are born.
I've seen videos. That is how it's
he
done.
watches National Geographic a lot.
That's right.
That's
Those damn monkeys with 4 asses. That's what they do.
Wave it around.
Time to play Spank the Monkey.
Rob, would you like to chime in on anything?
I've already given my smart-ass answers.
And you're still in the tunnel. Okay.
So we didn't get any fan mail this week. No one loves us. There's nothing.
It's Kyle's fault.
I mean,
Sorry.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because I'm the one that had to go out and post something on Facebook about questions. It's not.
You scared people away.
23 people saw it, and 23 people ignored it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, send us your we've got an email address, I think. Podcast@dork. I think it still works. Maybe that's the problem. Dorkgasm. Podcast@dorkgasm.net.
We don't
As long
even
as
know where you
Google
need to send it to, but
As long as
send it
Google
there.
hasn't decided it's a fake email again.
It's on our website, which has been redone. I don't know. What do you think? Kyle liked it? I think he likes the new color scheme on dorkgasm.net.
4-year-olds approve.
4-year-olds approve. Yep. There's that. Our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dorkgasm Productions. You can follow us on Twitter at Dorkgasm Podcast. And I think that's it. So do that. Yeah. So Kyle?
Well, if it's not a trap.
It's a wrap!